What's up YouTube and my fellow precision rifle shooters? Dona here, and today I'd like to go over target acquisition. I recently did a match where we had a lot of transitions between targets and positions, and I noticed that a lot of people were having a hard time finishing the stages inside the allotted par time. Our par time was 2 minutes, yet people were still struggling to get all their shots off in time. I'd like to preface this at least by saying that yes, it's more important to get good quality shots off than to get all your shots off, but if I can give you a few tips so you can accomplish both these tasks, maybe next time you go to a match, your results might be a little better. So let's dive into it. Tip number 1. The first thing you can go out and do right away to make finding your targets a little easier is to turn down your magnification. A lot of people spend a lot of money on expensive scopes and they want to use all the power that they afford. But the thing is, when you zoom in to 25 power, let's say, you lose so much field of view. So unless you were perfectly on target when you put your rifle into position, you're going to have a hard time trying to find this target with such a narrow field of view. So I would suggest, and this is something I do myself, I keep my power on my scope between 12 and 15. If a stage requires a little bit more magnification, like a KYL rack, then yes, maybe sometimes I'll zoom in for the last plate. But for the most part, I keep myself between 12 and 15. This allows me to still be able to read my reticle and place the target at the appropriate spot to compensate for wind or even elevation holds. Tip number 2 involves how we attack each prop. Now, most of these competitions always feature some kind of barricade or prop that we have to shoot off of. But the way we approach this can very much determine our success when it comes to finding and engaging the right target. Most people will attack the barricade and put their rifle with their bag straight on the barricade without really paying much attention to what direction the rifle is pointed. And then what they'll do is they'll put their cheek on their riser and try to find the target. Now, what happens is if you're coupling this with high magnification, you're basically searching through a narrow field of view to try to find your target. So what I would suggest you guys do is when you go to place your rifle on the barricade or on the prop, whatever it is, with your bag, first concentrate on trying to point the rifle in the right direction to start with. This is going to have 2 benefits. First, it's going to help your natural point of aim. And secondly, you're going to be closer to the region where you need to be able to be on target. And you'll see it right away once you put your cheek on your cheek piece. You should be aligned more or less close to what it's supposed to be. Tip number 3. Now this one, I've seen people do variations of it that involve using a red dot. And to be honest, you don't need any of that. And why take on the extra cost? Because our scopes come with everything you need to be able to accomplish this. If we take any scope, usually the way they're made, especially for precision rifle, they'll have a turret. And most of our turrets will include a flat top. So basically, this gives us an aiming section that we can use to pinpoint the target before we go down and look through the scope. So what I would suggest, and as I'm going to show you in this video right now, is between target transitions, what you would do is instead of keeping your eye in the scope and trying to find the target inside the scope, you can just raise your head a little bit, line your eye up with the top of your turret, and then line that up more or less with the elevation and the direction of the target you're looking for. Now, if you do this properly, once you go down inside your scope, you're going to notice that you're going to be maybe only a couple mils off from where you need to be, and the target should be right inside and easy to spot. Also, sometimes taking a little breather and stepping your head up is going to let you figure out which target is the one you're supposed to hit within a certain sequence of targets. A simple drill you can do at home to kind of work on this is to set up a barricade and do some dry firing. What I do personally is I set up a barricade and then I spend maybe half an hour in my dry fire session just working on placing the rifle on the barricade, pointing at the right direction, then lining up the target with the top of my turret, then putting my cheek down on my cheek piece and seeing if it aligns. Now I'll do this repetitively for, like I said, 20 minutes to half an hour until it gets almost natural. And after that, you'll never have any problems really with lining up the target quickly and you'll be able to make those par times. So if you enjoyed this video, please click that like button and don't hesitate to subscribe. I'll be doing more of these over the next few months. You know, winter's coming, down season and everything. So what better way to keep myself sharp than to try to help you guys out get better for next year. On that note, we'll see you on the next one.